What's up, friends? Welcome back to the bi-weekly Breaking Bad appreciation group. Excited to be with you all again after a phenomenal season 4 opening episode. Just so great across the board. Every aspect of it, as I talked about in the last video, was just top notch. Just cannot wait to get into the season. That episode certainly set the bar high though, but I'm sure that this episode will deliver the thrills just as flawlessly as the first episode did. So I can't wait to see what happens this episode. I assume things may shift a little bit back to normal, I guess, as we were used to in season 3, just because the intensity of Gail's murder was kind of resolved in a way, because Jesse and Walter are back in the lab cooking again for Gus on the same deadline they've had before. Walter is back at home with Skyler, or presumably at home. I don't know if she's actually letting him live there still, but then Hank also is still going through his recovery process, so it might slow down a little bit as far as the tense moments. At least that's what I'm expecting, but I could be proven wrong, as I am with nearly every thought I have about this show before I actually get to the moments. So hopefully that's entertaining for you guys to watch me be wrong about nearly everything. It's definitely become a lot more prevalent. I feel like earlier on in the first 2 seasons there were a couple things that I got right, but the writers are just leagues ahead as far as knowing what the audience would anticipate and subverting their expectations in a good way, which makes every single episode just an absolute treat as far as the narrative goes. But I'm excited to hop into this one with you all, and if by the end of this video you enjoyed my reaction to it, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up. That helps the video reach a lot more people and helps the channel out, so I appreciate all your guys' support. And you can always check out my full-length reactions to these episodes on my Patreon, the link for that being in the description below, and those always are uploaded there sooner than the YouTube edits, and so if you like to see them ahead of time, that's the place to do it. Obviously you would need your own copy of the show to watch along, but without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into episode 2.
Does it look?
Meaning, do I see it? Basically, any lawman worth his salt's gonna spot that. Assuming that's a deal breaker?
Yes, it's a deal breaker.
Oh, nice. A way to reveal that later. Walter is not messing around anymore. This man's gonna be strapped always. He's learned his lesson from being picked up on the street too many times.
Right on with this. A little harder to draw from. It's really no substitute if you're intent on fooling a vigilant eye. Comes in polymer, too.
And if he's using it, he's definitely using it against the best of the best. So I think that may be the best option for him.
Serial number has been filed off. To state the obvious, I don't want to be caught with this on me.
No, sir, to state the obvious, you don't.
Oh, this is great. I would hope that Walter never has to be in a situation where he has to use that again, but I know that is going to happen eventually.
We strictly talking defense here?
Absolutely.
I'll take it.
Oh, great opening scene. Loved that. It makes sense why he in his position would buy something from him illegally, because obviously any of the people he's defending himself from would be traced back to him and cause him all sorts of problems. So as far as he can stay away from the law, the better. Eek, man, still leftover blood on him. That's gross. Man doesn't seem too concerned by it, though. He's probably seen plenty of blood in his time. Love how much bigger of a player Mike has become in this show, because for a while he was just the rare cameo, but now he seems to be a very regular character. It's about time Jesse started filling his apartment with something. Been empty for too long.
Jesse!
What's up, brother?
It sounds like an earthquake out there.
New sound system.
Whoa!
Check it out.
Bodacious!
I feel like this is going to be a very interesting interaction. We might see some manifestations of how Jesse's character has changed right here with his friends.
Hey man, I saw Andrea at a meeting yesterday. She asked about you.
Ooh, man, great shot right there. I thought he was just going to do 2 lines for him, but now Jesse's back in it as well.
Thanks, man, but 12 steps and all that.
Maybe just a little bump.
Oh man, now the tables have turned with their relationship as a friend dynamic. Now Jesse's the one that's instigating.
The way they get all cranial when you cap them in the head, it's like, booyah!
That editing was legit. Bro, that was so clever, man. That's kind of unfortunate, though. These guys have been working through all the steps. Jesse just gets him back off the wagon. It's also very sad tossing it back to the other line that he hasn't made contact with Andrea again. Seemed like when he was with her, he was finally in a good relationship again.
Nazi zombies don't want to eat you just because they're craving the protein. They do it because they hate Americans, man.
These guys are so freaking hilarious. Love the dialogue whenever these three are in a room together.
It's quiet. You know what this place needs?
I can see what Jesse's doing right now, man. Just trying to fill his life with constant noise to take his mind off everything else. If there's at any point too much silence, it's just gonna be Jesse alone with his thoughts, and that's dangerous right now. Bro, the editing in this episode is elite. I feel like ever since last season, it's just gotten so much better. I don't know if it's been the same editor the whole time or if they changed. Dude's having his taxi driver moment right now. I love it. He's going into every situation, ready to pull the trigger. Also, going back to that last Jesse moment, I feel like even though his house was packed with stuff in that moment, contrasting with just the emptiness that it used to have, still hasn't changed as far as his internal mindset goes. He's still probably empty inside. So great. Dude, there's some funny moments in this episode so far.
You okay?
Fine.
You're looking at a rock at 2:24 in the morning.
This is not a rock. This is a mineral.
Well, it's very pretty.
Love that Hank always just dives into some hobby when he's dealing with something else. Right now it's the minerals, used to be the homemade beers.
It's 2 in the morning. I'm just asking if maybe you
You know,
want...
last I counted, Marie, there are 4 bedrooms in this house.
Hank, my guy, man, you gotta let Marie in, man. You need all the positive interactions you can get right now. Sucks seeing him have this negative transformation, but I know deep down in there, there's still some good Hank, because just like his El Paso moments after he had that whole fiasco, he was just outwardly manifesting his toughness when inside he was really struggling.
Hello, Walt? Hank's bills are really starting to pile up here, and second order of business is the car wash.
Walter is always banging his head on something when Skyler calls him. That's amazing. It's a funny little running joke.
What are you thinking, leaving a message like that on my machine? We should not even be mentioning the words car wash.
It is a car wash, not a brothel.
Skyler is not as experienced with Walter in the illegal dealings. I can see where he's coming from and wanting to keep all suspicion down. Also, Walter's loading that gun. I don't know if he's just doing it to go out or if he's actually planning to use it on somebody right away.
Let's go out and get everybody some breakfast, stock up on liquor while you're at it. Keep this party going.
Jesse's just looking for that constant stimulation right now. Feel bad for a man just trying so hard to compensate for the darkness in him. It's fascinating seeing the comparisons between how Jesse deals with grief and stress, how Hank deals with it, how Walter deals with it. The show definitely likes to take one specific theme and give you a look at how all the different characters deal with it. Who was that? I couldn't quite tell. I don't think it was Gus. It was a little bit blocked by the crate there, or the whatever you call that walkway. Walter, my guy, he is ready to use this. What is he doing right now?
Yo, you the new guy?
Yeah.
Oh, Interesting, man. There's a new person in the picture. I wasn't expecting a replacement so soon.
Where's Gus? Why? The way we left things, I would like the chance to clear the air.
Walter, you're never gonna see him again.
Oh, yo, that line. Gus is an absolute genius. He knows Walter was planning on killing him or attacking him. I'm guessing it's clear that that was Walter's intentions right there. I wonder if that's going to be the case for the audience as well. If Gus has just disappeared completely from the picture and he's just going to go back to being this ominous, omniscient presence that lives behind the scenes.
You doing it? Come on, another few yards. Dig!
My guy, what an absolute legend. Makes me so happy to see that progress right there.
7, 6.
Oh, this is so freaking awesome to watch this. Love seeing Marie happy for him right there.
That was awesome, babe!
Hells yeah!
Very nice.
Oh, yes, some positive emotion from Hank. It's about dang time we see that. Hank's working his way back into the picture.
You're so strong today. I was thinking about cooking tonight. So
All right. Get out.
Oh, my heart, man. That's so depressing to see that. Why is he taking out all his frustrations on Marie? She's the one supporting him. Just knowing all that Marie is going through, even behind the scenes, what Skyler and Walter are doing for him, and he's not reciprocating any sort of pleasantries, especially moments after showing some energy right there. That's so sad.
Hey, Jesse.
Got Yeah.
Oh, freak. This is gonna be mad awkward, man. Jesse's gonna ruin another relationship, but in this case, it's not gonna be through mortality.
How you doing?
I'm dealing. You got other things going on. I get it. There's just one thing you and me got to talk about. That's this. This was you?
Oh, dang. I didn't realize he did that. I guess it makes sense because at that moment, he thought he was gonna have to be gone forever, so he wanted to leave him with something.
What exactly am I supposed to do with this?
Use it to get you and Brock out of that hole of a neighborhood. Or you can go out and spin it on glass and I'd have no way of stopping you.
Oh man, lots of sad moments in this one. Last one was the intensity. This one is the sadness. I mean, I can kind of understand where Jesse's coming from in this situation of wanting to separate himself from Andrea, because he probably doesn't want to have things end up like it did with Jane by putting her in danger just by the fact that she's dating him. But it also just could be the fact that Jesse doesn't have any ability to love or be loved right now with his mental state. Oh, true. He knows where Gus lives. Bro, imagine if Gus just used a fake house for their first meeting, though. I could definitely see that being something he does because he's a very, very careful man. Oh, when you put that hat on, man, you know it's business time. This music is dope, dude. Love the soundtrack of this season so far. The past seasons have been fantastic, but I feel like this season's definitely had a lot of great music moments. I'm shocked that Walter is just going straight for Gus now, though. He's not wasting any time. Of course, he would receive a call right now. Is it going to be Mike or Gus?
Go home, Walter.
Oh my gosh, dude. That was such a great scene, dude. Gus knows exactly every move Walter's going to make before he makes it. He's definitely been underestimating Gus's prowess when it comes to planning and knowing who he works with.
Mr. Wollenitz, my name is Skyler White. How do you do?
Again, man, great editing, transitioning scenes. Loved her line delivery there, too. She came in super confident. Sounded a bit frightening, too, the way she talked to him.
I am serious about this.
I am serious too.
With that in mind, is there a figure you can quote me? One which you think would adequately take...
$10 million.
Oh, bro, that is steep for a freaking car wash. How much profit is this dude making?
You average 19 cars per hour. Extrapolating, I added the extra revenues for hand waxes and detailing, giving me an estimate of your annual cash flow.
Skyler freaking drag this man. She is not messing around. I love this. She knows her stuff, man. I will give her that.
$20 million.
Okay.
I remember. He quit. He cursed at me. But he's not man enough to come in here and face me himself. Instead, he sends his woman.
Excuse me?
This dude is still a jerk now after 3 seasons of having a chance to change his attitude. What a freaking fool, man.
Have you recently lost a loved one in an aviation disaster?
Oh my.
Have you suffered injury? Shock to the senses.
I've missed these Better Call Saul commercials. They're so good. I feel like this is the only the second time we've seen him, though. Love that he takes such a horrific event like the plane crash into making it to a commercial like that. Walter's coming for Mike. Shoot. Obviously not the same way he's coming for Gus, but surely he's coming to talk about Gus, where he can find him.
I didn't want any of this to happen. Everything I did out of loyalty to my partner. I hope you can appreciate that. And I harbor no ill will.
There's a load off my mind.
Walter's trying so hard to establish a connection again. I don't think it's gonna work, though. Mike does not seem like the kind of guy to have his mind changed.
If it happened to Victor, it could happen to you. He cuts a man's throat just to send a message.
You won, Walter. Do yourself a favor and learn to take yes for an answer.
The writing never ceases to amaze me, man. This is some great dialogue.
Get me in a room with him, and I'll do the rest.
You done?
Mike is not going to move on, man. He is loyal to Gus. And Gus, I assume... Oh my gosh, dude. Freaking beat the crap out of him. I feel like that was definitely a message sent right there.
Thanks for the drink.
This man is a handful. Holy crap. You do not cross Mike. Don't think Walter's gonna be going to have any more meetings with him from this point on.
Been awake for like 3 straight days.
So crash here. Brother, you know we got mad love for you. Nothing but good days ahead. Plenty of time to pace it out, that's all I'm saying.
Oh, dang, poor Jesse. Dude's just grasping for constant connection right now. Can't ask too much of him, though. They got their own lives as well. Dang, man, Jesse is going through it right now. This man is about to break any second. Incredible acting, incredible shots. Dude, the episodes are ending at such a peak moment. I feel like the past 2, I feel like they've gone by so fast. The pacing is just incredible. It's just non-stop entertainment. And I mean, if I'm basing kind of my earlier interpretations about how the inside of his house, Jesse's house, kind of reflected his own internal state, I mean, the way that living room or whatever it was set up right there, just being a complete mess and just destruction everywhere, that's gotta be a sign for how he's feeling inside too. If these first 2 episodes are any indication of how this season is going to be, this is going to be an all-timer for me as far as television seasons go, because these 2 first episodes have been practically perfect storytelling and just as far as entertainment goes, because everything I feel like right now is at its peak, whether it's the acting, the character development, the transitions and the editing, just from the technical side as well, the music, it's all just absolutely the best of the best I feel like the show has been so far, and really looking forward to how everything progresses. And if the rest of the episodes are as jam-packed as this, I feel like there has been no moments of just rest in this. Even in the first episode, when there were kind of those long silent moments, it was still crazy tense because of the implications of what was going on and just the circumstances. And so I feel like the writers are just going off right now, and so I'm very interested to see what happens in the next couple of episodes, because it feels like the main development right now is that Gus still has all the power in the situation. Even when Walter wanted to kind of go and take out Gus, surprisingly was ready to do it right then, but definitely not going to be an easy task, and I don't know if he will go for it anymore after getting beat up at the bar by Mike. But I would assume that Walter knows he still isn't safe and that Gus could change his mind at any minute. And I'm shocked that it seems like Gus isn't even going to appear anymore, at least for a while, I would assume. So that definitely adds a very interesting element, because had just gotten through mentioning last video of how I've absolutely loved his rise to power in the show just from where he started. But just keeping him off screen but still seeing how he has his hands over everything is a very cool way of still developing his presence and making him just scarier than ever. But at least at the moment, I feel like Walter as well as Jesse shouldn't be too scared or fearful for their safety, because I don't think in the near future Gus would consider getting rid of them, because they are at this point now, I believe, the only people capable of cooking, and so their jobs are secure for the foreseeable future. But that still might be not enough security for Walter. And it was interesting to see Hank's progression in this episode as well, as far as his recovery goes. But it's clear that even though his body is recovering slowly, his mind is not. And especially his relationship with Marie is deteriorating. Unfortunately, I feel like she's just kind of become an easy target for him to push all of his problems onto her. And unfortunately, that could cause a lot of damage. She'd already been through the whole El Paso deal, and I don't know if she wants to go through all of that again, but she seems just so loyal to Hank and wants the best for him, and so it seems like she's willing to stick around throughout all the tough times. So she's definitely evolved as a character as well. She's just exactly what Hank needs right now, even though he doesn't want to accept it. But I hope that he gets better mentally, although that moment could have just broke him forever, which would be devastating, because really loved the Hank that we saw and came to love before that moment. Obviously still really love his character now, though that hasn't changed. And then Jesse, we got a bit of a look into his character, how he's dealing with the events of killing Gale, which clearly he is not doing well at all. And he pushed Andrea and Brock away, I assume permanently. I don't see him getting back together with her. Seems like he was satisfied with being out of their lives, and then trying to have constant stimulation to distract him from his thoughts and his guilt is definitely not a good sign for his mental state. But somehow he still keeps plugging along, so hopefully he's able to overcome this, as he eventually overcame Jane's death. And then Skyler going to meet with the car wash owner was a pretty interesting sequence as well, just because that dude seems to have quite a bitterness towards Walter, even though dude was just an employee for him and quit and didn't really cause that much damage. But dude thinks it's millions of dollars worth of damage, so that may throw that option out the window. They might actually have to go into laser tag, which Saul recommended, but we'll see if Walter shows up there, talks with him as well in the future, because I don't think he will be as nice and cordial as Skyler was for sure. But it's only been 2 episodes so far, but just absolutely loving this season, and hopefully you guys have loved my reactions to the first 2 episodes as well. If you enjoyed this video, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up. That always helps the video reach a lot more people, helps the channel out. Appreciate your guys' support as always, and you can check out my full-length reaction to this episode, all the other Breaking Bad episodes I've done on my Patreon, the link for that being in the description below. Those always are uploaded before the YouTube edits, so you can see them ahead of time there as well. But look forward to seeing episode 3 with you all next time, and until then, peace.